Hello, and welcome to a summer update for UKAA members. My name is Dave Butler. I'm CEO of the UK, as you can see from the screen. The purpose of today is just to give you an update on what's been happening since the last time we talked, which was November 2020 at the Festival of Build to Rent, what we're doing now, and what's going to happen in the next few months, leading up to the next UKAA conference. So, let's start off by casting our mind back to last November and the Festival Built to Rent. Recall it was a 5-day event, 60 sessions over those 5 days and 600 people attending. For many people, they thought it was the highlight of their online life in 2020, which, given how tough the year was, it's a very kind thing to say. And here's a bit of feedback from attendees, which I hope you'll find is useful and interesting. But key is it sets us a very high standard for this year, which I hope we're going to exceed again. So what have we been doing since then? Since then, we've grown our membership. We've continued to grow at the rate of about 30% per annum. So 42 new members in the last 6 months or so. News buzz is getting bigger, better edited by new staff, and actually getting out to more people. So we now reach nearly 3,500 people in the build to rent sector. That's a good vehicle for you to get your messages out, get your content out, get your stories out. So do tell us what you want to say, and we'll get it out there. Our forums continue to thrive, be really important vehicles and opportunities for people to communicate and mix with their peers. Our Senior Leaders Forum, regular updates on what is happening in the industry, looking at key issues that are happening affecting the sector, briefing from government via Ian Fletcher and BPF, and from other leading industry bodies. Our Operators Forum is a great platform for people to talk about what's happening on a day-to-day basis and given the changing world. And our Suppliers Forum goes from strength to strength. And it's a place now where suppliers are all part of the sector, from construction side, the advisor side, the operations side of things, can talk about what's happening, how Brexit's affected them, how the supply chain's going. And again, as the world has changed, it's been a really important place for people to meet. They go from strength to strength, and we've actually launched 2 new bodies this year. We've launched our PR group, which over time will create a single voice for the industry, building on PR professionals from lots of different members. And a Supplier Council, which builds on the Suppliers Forum and takes its lead from the Supplier Council that the NAA have, which is there to improve procurement processes, ensure that suppliers have a formal voice in the industry, and generally work with us to improve processes, make the industry more efficient. So 2 great initiatives that will bear major fruit going forward. We've carried on with our virtual reverse trade shows, which are now happening every 2 months, and again, have proved to be a godsend in terms of places for buyers and sellers to meet in these difficult times. And we know how efficient they are, and it's a good use of time. We know the great return on investment they are for suppliers. And we know actually on the buy side, people like them. So if you're an investor, an operator, or a supplier, do talk to us and take part in one of the next trade shows. Now, normally in spring, we have our expo, bringing people together. But this year, given circumstances, we thought we'd better stick with the virtual reverse trade shows. And instead, we had a sustainability summit. So 15 sessions over a day with 250 attendees taking part. We raised some good money for our friends at Land Aid. But again, an important day that I think will set a tone for the future. ESG is a crucial thread for us going forward. So we've carried on with our webinar program, another 25 sessions on top of the Sustainability Summit day, including a lot of work with our friends at Unisu on their RE Connect platform. Again, very good session, lots of things to do. If you want to run one with us, then just call us, let us know. So online workshops. So we've built on the idea of actually trying to reuse the online environment for research. We've done some work on Land Aid, helping them shape their proposal on youth homelessness, and worked with our friends at Real Service on how we might use customer insights as an industry going forward. So more of those. If you want to research an idea, we can put together a panel of people, a group of members, I think, that can help you find out what you need to know. We've done a number of research reports with other people. So with BPF and London First, we launched the first Who Lives and Build to Rent report, looking at the socioeconomic demographics of the sector. And with Grace Hill, our partners for customer research, We've been doing some work on resident sentiment survey, creating the first ever national resident sentiment survey, looking at how COVID had affected residents, how their management teams had worked with them, and what their plans were for post-pandemic. So, and we've also had a number of projects run by our operations committee, looking at customer service, benchmarking that, looking at the single-family rental market, fire safety bill, discounted market rent, benchmarking, sustainability and portals. There's a lot of stuff there. They'll come to fruition over the next few months. And if you're interested in taking part, do just get in touch, because there's always work to be done, always things to be learned. We're a new sector, we're growing, we're changing, we're finding out. So come on board. So what are we working on currently? Well, our big focus is on the best practice guide, creating content, raising funding for that. And I'm really pleased to say we're about 50% of the way there on funding, due to some real generosity on the parts of our members. A lot of the projects we've talked about on the previous page will feed into the content there to give us a really valuable resource for the industry going forward. Who Lives in Build to Rent version 2 and version 3. Again, working with BPF and London First on those, looking at demographics across the UK, whereas version 1 looked at London, and then looking at affordability in version 3. What does affordability mean? Let's look at the myth that build to rent isn't necessarily affordable, and let's look at some best practices. To support that, we've got one of the committees doing some surveys on market rent, discounted market rent, what works best, what are great examples in there. We're going to do some more work looking at investors, working with investors, targeting them. We'll relaunch our forums in that space, and hopefully have some programs of interest and opportunity that will bring investors more involvement in the UKAA. We're going to launch some regional hubs. We want the UKAA to be a fully national organisation with local centres across England and Scotland and Wales, where people can come together to meet with their colleagues and peers in that area. First two of these will launch in September in Scotland and the Northwest. More to follow in the Southwest, the Midlands and elsewhere. We're continuing to work with Land Aid on their youth homelessness initiative, creating a challenge for the sector as to how to provide rooms for young people who are looking to move into the PRS. A really interesting initiative, lots of things going to happen on that side. And there's more going on. Hopefully we're going to pick up some more opportunities to bring new revenue into the sector, and we're going to do some big things on benchmarking. Those are crucial initiatives that will be, hopefully, we can see some announcements about soon. So, what's this all going to lead up to? So our conference this year, we're calling the Build to Rent Fair, focusing on people. We're looking to create a communal event to ignite and engage all the senses, get away from the sense of pandemic and bring people together again. We're looking to have a live and in-person event in London, main centre, and a smaller event in Manchester, communicating the two of them with broadcasting from one to the other, and also have online for where it's available for people who can't make London or Manchester. Well, on the 15th, Monday the 15th, we'll have a half day of study tours in London and Manchester, and overnight in London we'll have accommodation available in some of the best build-to-rent schemes. The conference itself will focus on the future, on the living experience, looking at key issues like what's the value of operational excellence, focusing on the single-family rental market, lease-up and marketing, those things that our members are experts on and that we want to learn about. Look at the golden thread and some opportunities to get your hands on the best practice guide and to think about resident experiences. We'll also celebrate excellence in the sector, Home Views Awards for the third year running, and the Building Talent Recognition Awards for our second year, recognising the best people in the sector. It'll be a full social programme, so lots of fun as well. And ticket sponsorship and exhibition packages are available now at www.ukaa.org.uk on our events page, or just Google the Build to Rent Fair. So what's underpinning that? So you'll see we talked about the growth project. A lot of what we're doing is aiming at increasing value to our members, growing membership capability to do more with more resources and to develop the build to rent sector. To that end, we've been increasing our resources. We've supplemented our core team with some specialist skills in the area of marketing, content, etc., and partnerships, including Grace Hill on customer research, focus on marketing collateral, and the Short-Term Accommodation Association in a couple of specific areas, which we'll find out more about over the next coming months. We're developing value, delivering value through the best practice guide. Our objective is to reduce risk for investors by identifying what good looks like. Make life easier for developers and operators by identifying the way to approach common problems, and overall improve procurement so our suppliers get a better, get their expertise gets picked up and used in the sector. So all of this is not about giving away IP. The best practice guide is about capturing best practice, help the sector grow faster. We're also going to improve our own tech to drive efficiency and serve our members better. We're going to launch a new website in 2022, which will build on what we create for the best practice guide, which, as you say, will be an online resource that will grow continually. We want to determine what's of most value to members, so tell us what it is you want, and then make sure we deliver it. And also create a financially sustainable organisation that can weather the storms of things like future pandemics, though we do hope, of course, there won't be any. So what's next? What do we would like you to do? So 1, do support the best practice guide. Do come forward and contribute content. And if you can, then contribute some funding as well. That's really great. Do refer potential members to the UKAA. You're our best recruiters. The UKAA is the membership organisation for anybody interested in Build to Rent. Do encourage your teams to get involved. We're not just an organisation for senior members, we're an organisation for everybody. There's an opportunity for everybody to play a part in creating the sector. Do join UKAA committees and projects. There's spaces on them for everyone. If you can, do become a sponsor. It makes a huge difference to what we can achieve. Do get involved. Do tell us what you want. And do please pay our invoices on time. We're a small organisation. Cash flow is the key to our success. So please pay them on time. Finally, just like to say, first of all, thank you to our sponsors, to our founding sponsors, Greystar, RealPage, Room Service by Court and Yardi. They've been with us since day one. They make a huge difference to what we do, but also supplemented by our key partners, Grace Hill, HPS Services and StarRes, who also give us so much. And finally, and by no means least, Touchstone, one of our premium supporters. Great companies, all of them. Support them in the way they support us. So, the UKAA is your organisation. Tell us what you want. Get involved. Here's a URL for a quick member survey. It'll take you 5 minutes to complete, and we really help with this. If you've got any questions, then do ask us. Do contact Andrea about membership. Do contact Amanda about membership, and Andrea about the best practice guide. Do contact Emma about events and operations. Lena about marketing and the website. Patrick about content and news buzz. Sarah for admin and other inquiries. And me for anything else. So that's a quick gallop through what we've been doing, what we are doing, what we're looking forward to doing. Thank you for giving me your time, and I hope you found that interesting. Cheerio.